What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Am, and I'm back for another episode for my podcast, Am I Grown Yet? Today, I have a panelist full of singles. I'm not sure if I announced it yet, but this month we're going to be doing a month of love surrounding single types of relationships, dating relationships, marriage, divorce, you name it. So today, we're going to be talking about modern dating, social media hookups, and monogamy. So before we get started with our icebreaker, I want to give the panelists a chance to introduce themselves. So I'm going to start to my right with the girls.
Hi, I'm Kiki.
Hi, my name is Samara, but I prefer Sam.
Hi, my name is Khalif.
Hey, my name is Kareem.
And today we're going to be talking about, like I said, modern dating, social media hookups, and monogamy. But first, I have an icebreaker just so you guys can get an idea of the type of people we have here and just so everyone here can also get acquainted. So the first question that I want everybody to answer, we'll start with the guys. The question is, what's something that people assume about you before actually getting to know you? We'll start with Kareem.
People think I am mean, or I have like a resting, whatever the equivalent to like a resting B-word face is. I'm just thinking like.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I would say loud.
People assume you're
Yeah,
loud.
because I'm always loud. I'm just loud.
I guess for me, before talking, people just assume that I'm like very stuck up and rude until I start talking, I guess.
I am going to copy Amber and say the same thing. A lot of people often assume like I have RBF or I'm just not in the mood or not interested. But if I start talking, then people gauge me.
People think I'm mean when they first see me. I don't know why.
I think it's like that with all girls. People just think that, because she's not talking, she's not smiling all the time.
Right.
She got an attitude.
But who does?
Honestly. All right, so for this exercise, I'm going to pick and choose which one of you guys I want to answer these questions. So be prepared, okay?
Damn.
All right, so the first question, what's the first 3 things you look at on a person? Kai.
The smile, the teeth, the clothes, and basically the overall presentation.
If you had to choose between dating someone with money but no personality or no money but a banging personality, which would you choose? Kiki.
That is a great question.
No money and a good personality.
You got to elaborate on that.
Yeah.
We want to know why.
I have my own money, so I really don't need his money, and I just rather have somebody that has a personality than date somebody with money and no personality. It just wouldn't fit with me. Mm-mm.
All right, next question. If you were in a relationship with someone for a little over a year and they never posted you on their social media, would you feel some type of way? Yes or no, Samara?
I knew I was going to get this question, let me just say. But yeah, I would feel some type of way. I would feel some type of way, especially if they post like their homeboys a lot or memes. Like if it's my birthday and you didn't post me on my birthday, we could fight. Like that's just how I really feel.
But what about if y'all good and what about
If we're
in
fine,
real life y'all are good, but he just never posts you on social media? Like ever.
that matters. I mean, I'm sorry, but that like would matter to me. I need you to let people know who is here, kind of thing. Like, because I don't know what you're doing on social media. I was about to lie and say I'm not the kind of person that look through phones, but definitely do. But anyway, I don't know what you're doing on social media. So I need people to understand, like, you do have someone, in your life or that you're courting or that you're dating or you're dealing with. It's not a big deal breaker for me, but I would do it for my man. So I'm expecting, the reciprocity.
That part.
Yeah.
All right, last question is obviously to you, Kareem. Do you believe in monogamy? Why or why not?
100%. 100%. Why? Because what's like the strongest union than a marriage, right? And on top of that, it's like a lot of work because no one's perfect. So like, how do you test yourself by putting yourself out there or giving yourself to somebody knowing that they're going to fail and you have to pick them up and vice versa? So like, Oh, sorry. I have to look at the camera. So, like, yeah, that's definitely, like, it's like the biggest challenge ever. Like, saying I'm going to commit to somebody.
I'm actually glad that you answered that way, because what we're about to get into now for our actual first part of this discussion is modern dating. So, in my opinion, I feel that modern dating these days, not a lot of people, but most people are somewhat against monogamy, and that's because they don't want to make the commitment. They're not really willing to put that time in with another person, and if in the beginning stages it doesn't seem like that person has the characteristics that they're looking for, then they're on to the next. I also feel that social media plays a big part in that, specifically because of the quote-unquote role models that a lot of people are looking after. For an example, like the Ari and G Herbo relationship, the Ari and what's the guy she's dating now? Moneybag. The Jada and Baby relationship. Y'all insert whatever relationships y'all idolize, but that's pretty much the standard that I feel like a lot of people are going off of. And the main reason why I wanted to have this discussion is because I feel that maybe even if we don't make a huge change, I'm hoping that maybe this will spark some sort of conversation amongst our generation, or maybe even the generation after us, above us, whatever, to kind of get back to the, I don't want to say traditional style of dating, but just put in more value and more effort into actually dating versus the, shooting your shot in a DM, just saying, hey, what's up, whatever, blah, 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 and nothing really happens. So before I ask you guys about your personal experiences, I just kind of wanted to throw out a few things that I feel make dating the way that it is right now. So I already said social media. Social media plays a big part, and I also believe that a lot of it is tied with unrealistic views. So going back to idolizing relationships of people who make all of this amount of money, they're buying each other Range Rovers and Lamborghinis for their birthday, and you can't even buy your man a watch or a wallet or something, so it's a lot of comparisons that's going on, and I feel that unrealistic views is also a part of it. Commitment issues and this toxic trend. That's what I want to talk about with y'all. This toxic trend.
What is this toxic thing?
This toxic trend. So, before I get into what I really want to talk about, I want to open the floor to the girls. What do you think, what are some of your pet peeves right now, or maybe in the past, with dating these days? It could be dealing with social media. It could be dealing with, guys approaching you. Like, what are your pet peeves with dating? Kiki, we'll start with you.
Instagram and insecurities. What should I say about that? I don't know. Most guys I've dated, the relationship started off good, and then their insecurities come out as far as like, oh, where you going? Why you dressing like that? You always hanging out with your friends. It's like, boy, I don't know. Like, this is me. Like, I need somebody secure and know what they want. I don't know.
Would you say that, all right, so not to get into your business, but these guys, for the most part, are these men that you're meeting on social media, or people that you just know and they bring social media into it to try to say, oh, you're posting with these kind of outfits on, like, why are you doing this? Like,
it's both. Like, some men I know, some men I met on social media. Mm-hmm. Like, you saw my pictures before we started talking, so you should already know. Mm-hmm. And the men that I know, they should already know me as a person. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
What about you?
For me, I would say something that I often run into is definitely communication issues and intentions. And I say communication because a lot of people go back between the duality of like, are we actually dating or are we in a situationship kind of thing?
That's the toxic.
Right. That is toxic, because if you communicate what you're looking for, then the person is able to be like, yeah, I'm receptive, or, that's not something that I want to do. But don't say you want to date and then I'm trying to date you, but all you want to do is lay up, have sex, and
Netflix
that's it.
and chill.
Right. Don't nobody want to do that. We're getting a little
nothing.
too old. We're not at college no more. Like, that's boring. So that's just how I feel in terms of communication. Intentions, if you are clear with your intentions in the beginning, you know, that minimizes a lot of error throughout, you know, your courting or your dating. Or if you do want a situationship and she's cool with it, cool, y'all go have fun in situationship land. Like, but just communicate that. Like, it's just so easy.
I think communication in that scenario is is number one reason why these relationships get labeled toxic. And I think we talked about this in the last panel discussion. But because we're on the girl side right now, of course, you know, I gotta be talking for the girls. But I think a lot of it comes off from, say for an example, somebody that hits you up on social media. They DM you or whatever, and they coming at you like they're interested or whatever. They done spammed your profile. They're DMing you, telling you about how they want to take you out, whatever. They take you out after the one date, and now it's like, oh, what we about to do?
Right.
Like, I'm going home. Where are you? what did you want to do? So I think, like you said, if the girl is okay with that in the beginning and it's communicated like, you know, I ain't looking for nothing, then okay, maybe we don't have to call it toxic. But if you coming at me like you want something, and then all of a sudden, somewhere in a mix, you decide to change, that's the issue for me. All right, so y'all heard from the girls. Now it's time to hear from the guys. So what are some of the issues that you guys, or pet peeves that you have with dating these days? It could be social media related. It could be just dating in general. So we'll start with you, Kai.
Well, a pet peeve I have would be, I guess, the same thing similar to y'all, because I'm kind of not in the heterosexual world.
That's fine.
So
That's fine.
the same thing when I get the getting hit up and everything. It's all about sex. I mean, nobody really wants to date and get to know and do it the real way anymore. It's all about, let's hook up, get it over with, and pretty much that's all they need. And on to the next. No one's serious, and no one wants to be that one-on-one. And
So guys are having the same issue as girls then.
Yeah, pretty much. It's no difference now. It's really no.
It's the same thing.
I would say dating pet peeves. I guess lack of communication. If I'm making effort and there's no effort being made on the other side, then it's like, what's the point? Like, I got other things I need to do. Like, I could occupy my time in 1,000 ways. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I guess the second thing would be maturity. You know, I would say I'm not here to be no one's coach, no one's dad, no one's like you gotta like match me at like I heard something recently, you gotta like date within your mental bracket. Mm-hmm. So like I like to see it as more of like a spectrum. So like if you're in the middle, like you could slide a little bit below or a little bit above, but don't slide into the deep ends on both sides, or you're gonna find yourself in a world of confusion.
I'm actually glad that you said that, because now that we're still on the guy side, I wanted to ask because I saw something on Twitter, and I don't know if the original tweet came from a guy, but what he was complaining about, I'm gonna say he was complaining that these days what women are going after are drug dealers, scammers, guys that get quick money, and like quote unquote toxic dudes. Do you find that do you find that to be an issue? Do you think that women, or in your case, do you think that like it's not really the fact that people are actually looking to be with somebody who is stable, they just want somebody who's living a fast life?
Me? Oh,
okay.
You can start.
I think that goes back to the dudes. Like, who are you looking at? You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're driving past a bunch of McDonald's and all you see is McDonald's, you're gonna tweet about McDonald's. Like, it's that simple. So if you're looking at a bunch of people who are looking at fast dudes, then if that's what you're looking at, then you're bringing that energy your way. But in my opinion, or in my experience, no. Like women still love men with bachelor's degrees and master's degrees, and or have a job that you know can be reported on taxes. Like, it's not all about the scammers.
All right, Kai, what about you?
So I think that more so in the younger, before they actually grow up, is really what they're looking for. The materialistic things, and it's exciting to them. And now with the there's new songs, there's City Girls and all that. Everything is cash at me, and everything is money. So everything is materialistic now. So that's what they're following, because that's the example that's trending, that's set for them now, and that's something that they're looking up to. They're like, oh, that's hot.
Can I ask you a question, Amber?
Okay.
Do you think
it's his show now?
No, well, can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Do you think the women don't have time, and then they're just looking for something that is more like temporary, so that's what they like put out?
I'm gonna say one thing, and I'm gonna let y'all finish. I'm gonna just answer the way that I think. I don't think that it's necessarily about the time. I think it's more so about the experience. So hear me out for a second. So say for an example, like I'm looking for a dude who is a drug dealer, or I'm attracted to guys who have this fast money. If I come from a place where, or if I know that I don't have a certain amount of money, but I'm still trying to live up to the city girl lifestyle, and the guys who are working a 9-to-5 or a taxable job, or they're working their own business or whatever, and I see that they want a woman of quality as well, like, of course I'm gonna go for somebody who don't really have much standards. Like if a drug dealer, no shade to drug dealers, you making your money how you make your money, but like if that's what I'm going for, 9 times out of 10 is, one, because of the thrill of it. 2 is because I done listened to a song, somebody said something about, getting with a dude that's getting money, whatever. And 3 is also knowing that, subconsciously maybe knowing that I don't have the capability of being like matchable to a man who may be working a 9-to-5, or who may have like.
Interesting.
That's what I think that it may come from. But y'all could go into it.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree. In high school, I was definitely that girl that liked, the drug dealers, the scammers.
Everybody went through the phase.
Right,
it's a safe space. Everybody went through that phase. Like, you want to be talking to your girls like, yeah, just did X, Y, Z or whatever. You
like,
want to make the gas station stops.
Yeah, the gas station stops is real, okay? But no, seriously, to bring it back home, like when I went to college. When I went to college, that's when I stopped like being in that phase, like that fast life phase, and I actually started to like appreciate men who were, in the books and like teaching me stuff like more than just what I knew in Newark, beyond that. So, it's a phase and you break out of it. Some people do, some people don't, but to each its own.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
Did that answer your question?
I was gonna ask a follow-up, but we can move on.
All right.
I'm learning today. I'm learning today.
No, I'm glad you asked that question though. Another thing that I wanted to mention also, I don't know if I touched on this already, but from the female standpoint, I think another issue is going back to the standards. Guys are very physical. I feel like women, we can settle, like even if you don't look physically attractive, like if you at least have a good heart, or you have a good mind, I feel like we're more prone to accepting that from a guy who maybe may not meet up to our physical standards. But if you flip it to the guys, I feel like they'll take a girl with a fatty, a full rack, and nothing up there. So I think that's another issue that I think I'm speaking for the girls. Y'all can have your moments, but I think that to that point, that's another issue with dating, is that guys are quicker to address what they see physically before they go after, okay, maybe she can hold a conversation. Maybe she do got a head on her shoulders. Maybe she do got her own. Like, I get that not every guy is, after a woman who may be stable or matched him on that level. But I think, even if you go back to the way men were created, like y'all are very physical beings. Y'all like to focus on physical before y'all get to the mental. That's just, y'all agree?
I agree.
We'll let the guys. We'll let them speak really quick because we got to close out this part of the episode. But which one of y'all want to speak on behalf?
I disagree only because I've dated women in the past. The
Good,
women
so
I
we
went
got
after,
both perspectives.
it wasn't the the fat butt or the big racks or nothing like that. We grew up in church together. We dated from 4th grade, pretty much fake, that little thing.
The church relationship.
Right. Throughout college, we got engaged, a long engagement thing.
Ooh.
We got pregnant. She passed away though during the pregnancy.
Ooh,
but I mean, I never looked at it like a woman that way. It could be from me growing up in a household full of women, but I've never, even with my friends that I hang around, I'd be like, oh, shorty got it. I'd be like, don't talk about them like that. I've always been like that. But
Kareem, you got something you want to add?
Yes. I think it's more like, I'm gonna use an analogy. It's more like tennis, right? So I feel as though me personally is like, if I'm playing tennis and it's a good back and forth, then it's enjoyable, right? So if the conversation is there and the energy is back and forth, then it's a no-brainer. But if I'm just like swinging and there's nothing coming back my way, then it's like, it's not enjoyable. It's like, if it's too easy, then what's the point of doing it? You know what I mean? Or if there's no rapport, like.
So for you, it's more mental. It's more about what's up there than what's down there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, we have to close out this part. As you can see, things are about to get spicy, but stay tuned. We have another part coming. So, like I said, stay tuned.